part two. So, I started recording this earlier, but like I had to stop because I'm using my phone and I had to answer a call. So, I just finished watching the season finale for Once Upon a Time just not too long ago, and I am highly upset right now because the this the whole Once Upon a Time fandom has slowly gone down the drain. I was hoping that like this wouldn't happen. I was like having high hopes for this season, but after seeing this episode, I simply have given up. I give up. I'll keep watching the show to an extent, but I, I won't be watching it for like actually wanting to watch it. It's kind of like how it's been with The Walking Dead. Um, I watch it to see kind of like what's going on and whatnot, but I'm not that interested in the show anymore because how terrible the writing has gone. And as a person that wants to get into the film industry myself, it just it fathoms me at how these plot holes just keep coming, and I have no idea what's with this lighting. Anyways, the season finale, the season finale episode, has pissed off so many people. Like after I watched the episode, I went on Tumblr and I just kept seeing so many people saying they're done with the fandom. They're tired of this fandom. They're giving up on the fandom. And I personally didn't want to be one of those people, but like sadly, I have become one of those people. It like I had this has recently happened to me before with Degrassi. I made a video on that with before on my other phone. I promised myself I wouldn't make videos until I got the right equipment for it, but this just pissed me off that I had to actually make a video of it. So just like in Degrassi, they just it's like like when they killed off Adam, they just made up a bullshit like response for that. And for like Once Upon a Time, it's like I personally never liked Hook, and like from like the day he was introduced, he like I wanted him to die. I know that's like a bad thing to say, but like his character development was like so boring and so bland. It he just didn't interest me. I mean, like he started off as this sexist asshole, and then out of nowhere, he starts dating Emma, and it just doesn't make any sense. It's also like the whole thing with Regina. It's like she just started liking Robin Hood when she finally saw his lion tattoo. There's no chemistry with them. There's nothing, and I'm getting so flustered right now. Um, with this whole story arc with Killian becoming the Dark One, it just I honestly don't think Hook is a good match for Emma because when he finally learned that he was the Dark One, like everything started spiraling downhill. Be, became a belligerent asshole to Emma. He he purposely called her an orphan. He purposely branded actually no, he purposely brought Nimue from the underworld and purposely brought back all the majority of all the dark ones that like we know of to brand her family to let her watch them die. And then when they finally like flash to the underworld and they're about to all die and whatnot, and then Nimue is like incapacitating Emma so she can't stop. Killian decides, oh, I don't want to do this because the look on Emma's face, it looked like the life was being sucked out of her. But being the Dark One, she's immortal. She can't die. And that's when he decided, let me die as a hero. And then like at the very very end of the episode, it's like, oh, she's gonna go to the underworld to bring him back and share a heart with him. He's never been like. It just bothers me that they kill off this character to bring him back, and this was the main. And this is the show that says magic comes with a cost. You can't bring back the dead. If Emma could go to the underworld, share a heart with Killian, why can't, it's like, what's stopping Regina from doing this? Because her first love died, and oh well, since she, really, it's fucking people. with and then with the whole thing with like going to the underworld to go get Killian back, what's stopping Emma from trying to, because like this is the actual what's stopping Emma from actually like bringing back Neil, because it's like this is the underworld, not hell. Are we gonna see people that actually died in the show? Because if that's gonna be it, then like what's stopping, like I don't know how to feel about this season anymore. I had so much high hopes for this season. While watching the episode, it was like that one split second scene showing Killian and his father, and then it's like Killian was gonna save his father, give him passage to leave, and make it seem like he killed him. And then the moment like he saw his father with his half brother, it looked like he was like, okay, my father's changed. He's a good man. But the moment he hears his half brother talk about how scared he is and how he doesn't want to leave, and his father repeats the same exact words he said to him before he left, and then he, like, after he heard his half brother's name, he deliberately decided, I don't want to help you, and then he kills his father. Spoilers if you haven't seen it, but like, I'll put that in the title. And this just further proves that Killian is an asshole, because he had a choice to help his father, to help him believe he's changed, but he decides that in his interest to get his revenge, he has to kill his father. He doesn't care about what anybody else, because now it's like you just orphaned your half brother. Whatever happened to his half brother, we don't know. We may never know, because who actually gives a fuck? There's like so many plot holes, and this is an LGBT relationship that they're gonna try to dive into. Is it gonna be this Mulan Ruby thing? Because if that is, that's a bunch of bullshit. Because Ruby is already an expendable character. We already know that she's an expendable character that Adam and Eddie has used, because to explain why Ruby hasn't been here, it went all the way back to like the episode when little baby Neil was being named, and I don't even remember how long ago that was. And it's like Ruby wants to go back to the Enchanted Forest to find more werewolves. When I'm pretty sure she already knows that there aren't any more werewolves back in the Enchanted Forest. The only werewolves that she actually knew of was killed when her mother, um, when she actually finally met her mother. Those were the only I think like her mother even stated that they were the only werewolves left. I can't remember because how long ago that was. I might have to rewatch those episodes to see, but it's just so like let me compare here. So all those people that actually watched The Walking Dead, like let's compare like season 1 of Once Upon a Time and The Walking Dead. They were amazing. They were great. Everything was amazing. But as time went on, the show slowly became shittier and shittier. They've created plot holes. There's become plot holes. In for example, like for the Walking Dead season, like with the whole thing about Glenn dying, that was a bunch of bullshit too because it was like you're surrounded by walkers. You you can't escape them. He should have died. Who knows how long he's been underneath that garbage can? And it just it I've can't remember what I was talking about. I'm losing my train of thought. Um it just doesn't make any sense that they brand Killian as Emma's true love. There has been no signs that they've been true loves because because like from like the perspective of like the only true loves that I can agree with at times would be um Snow and Charming. Though they're not perfect and whatnot, their love is like perfect. They they believe in each other, even when like the shattered glass. I forgot what it was like. Like when they just saw the worst in each other, they they didn't say anything that like actually like hurt them, like actually would like something that you're not supposed to like speak about, like something that's so dark that like they can't come back from that. Killian deliberately said this is why you're an orphan to Emma. And if they're supposed to be true loves, then I don't know how to feel about that because a true love doesn't get mad when their supposed other true love does something to save their life. Even if it wasn't something that they want, they don't go down the path Killian has gone. After learning that Emma put some darkness into him so she could save him, he became a belligerent asshole. He wanted to destroy her family. A true love doesn't do that. It's like, what? And then there's so many plot holes with like just in general. There's been so many plot holes. So it's like I don't know what they decided to when they decided to bring Zelina back. So like it's like, oh well, Emma brought back Marion. That's fine and good. Like something happens to this supposed Marion where she's frozen, and the only way to like save her is a true love's kiss. But Robin keeps saying that, oh, he has this code that he has to go back to his wife, that he can't leave her, that, and like how he just puts Regina out to dry like that, and then they send them over the town line to save her and whatnot, and then like for a while it's like Regina was very sad, depressed, and then they bring him back. What what the fuck? What it's just like what they did with Killian. They made Emma kill her off. She's in this whole despair about how she had to kill her supposed true love. How like, oh well it just like for me, like it hurt me to see Emma go through that, but then to like have like this whole arc about, oh, the next season like Emma's gonna go back to like the underworld to get him back and share a heart. It's like that's a bunch of bullshit. And I also feel bad for the Rumbell fans because personally I don't ship Belle and Rumpelstiltskin or Gold, but like they just screwed them over even more than anyone, because Gold was finally a hero. He was finally the man like Belle wanted him to be. And then they to make him go back to the Dark One makes no type like. I had hopes that he would change, but it just shows it. I don't. This is how frustrated I am. I can't find words to explain how frustrated I am with how things have gone. And since this is like the second attempt I've made on this video, I don't remember what I've said, what things I've touched on, what I haven't. So if I repeat something again, I'm sorry. Like there are certain things I just gotta cover. It's just I don't know how to feel. It's like I'll probably keep watching the show, but I won't be watching it like as a die-hard fan anymore. I'll just watch it just to see what happens, to see how many more plot holes is gonna happen and whatnot. But like I can't watch the show as I used to, because it's like this like everything from season 1 was amazing. Like season 1, 2, and 3 was great. I loved like the character development that Regina went through, how she became this strong woman, but then it just seems like they threw all of that, like, and Emma too, it just seems like they all threw that away the moment they brought in Killian and Robin Hood as their love interests. Because Emma and Regina, they did everything they had to save their family. Like, my favorite, like, Swan Queen moment was when Emma and Regina did everything they could to get Henry back. I want those episodes back. I want like those story arcs to come back, because at least then shit made sense. And like personally, if like it just pisses me off that like they're just using all this just to exploit us. They are most definitely queer baiting out the ass. There've been so many Swan Queen like moments in this episode that like I could see others exploiting for fan fictions that I would most definitely read. Hell, I might even make some myself. I'm not that great. I don't brag to be, but I attempt. And it's just so terrible. It uh so many plot holes, so many pissed off fans that are actually leaving the fandom. I didn't want to be one of those people, but shit happens. Like, I didn't think I would like leave the Degrassi fandom, but I have, and shit's gone downhill for like all the shows I love have gone downhill. The only show I know that the only show I know I will always come back to because it makes sense and they actually put effort into will be Game of Thrones. The production value for Game of Thrones, and since they actually have George R. R. Martin along board with the actual production of the show, everything makes sense. They don't kill off random characters that aren't that well, they have killed off characters that aren't dead in the book, and but at least in that show it makes sense. And when it comes down to it, they kill off characters that they're supposed to. But like it's just like it. I'm going off on a tangent on so many other things, but like it's like the production value for Once Upon a Time has gone downhill. Like it's just like The Walking Dead, as I stated before. See, like everything went downhill because I don't know what they decided to do. Like what happened in their minds that they're just gonna keep going this way. It's like as a person that wants to become a part of the film industry, me personally, I want to like create a show that is as loved as Once Upon a Time, but I don't want to screw over the fans that that watch it, because personally I want to what I want to do in the film industry are things that the film industry will never probably do, but like I want to be the first. I want to be the first to make a show or movie where the main characters are LGBT in a positive way and not stereotype. I want to have I it just doesn't make any sense. I've gone on way too long for this, and it's it's raining outside, so I guess that's part of the reason why I'm making this video. This is the only time I actually had the house to myself for the most part. I I'm just so done with this fandom. I I will only I will only stick to reading fan fiction from now on, because at least with fan fiction, I can filter through things I don't want to read. Well, that was my tangent on this season and whatnot. To anyone that finds this, who's actually interested into actually watching this all the way through and actually kind of agrees with my rambling, comment down below. What did you think about this season? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you still in a fandom? Are you not? Will you continue to keep watching it even though like things have been screwed over and whatnot? Uh, what ship do you ship? Uh, I can't even close this out. So I'm Ashley Kamaru. This was my rambling rant about Once Upon a Time, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.